The pressure will not let up on PwC. Tomorrow, Treasury, where the information leak originally occurred, is at the Senate Estimates Committee. PwC has been invited to a separate committee looking at the role of external consultants. It's yet to agree whether it'll go or not. Today, PwC's interim CEO, Kristen Stubbins, continues to refuse to release 53 redacted names from a Tax Board of Practitioners report that was tabled to the Senate. She said there has been an assumption by some that all those names that have been redacted must necessarily be involved in wrongdoing. That is incorrect. Pushing hard for those names to be released is the Labor Senator, Deborah O'Neill, who helped uncover the extent of the leaks. She joins me now from Canberra. Deborah, many thanks for your time as always. Do you think that these statements today, these actions from PwC, takes any pressure off the accounting firm?
I think you absolutely nailed it when you said it was another exercise in damage control in your opening remarks. This is a statement that wasn't made publicly. The acting CEO didn't take any questions, and leaking out, information that 9 people have been told to have a long holiday with no names released is hardly what you'd call transparency. If this company, PwC Australia and also PwC Global, is to be taken seriously, the very first thing they need to do is release the 53 names that are redacted in 144 pages of emails that are now a matter of public record. We can't allow PwC, with all its governance failures and its cultural failures and its confidentiality failures, to actually be the arbiter of what information should go into the public. Amongst these 53 names, Ross, there could be a person who was a senior partner who is now on an international audit quality control board. There could be somebody who's now a senior partner at PwC or another one of the consultancy companies anywhere around the world. And I'm very concerned about the contagion factor of taking this information. But I do have confidence in people who get the information to make a discernment about whether the person they've employed is actually suitable for the job based on what they can read of the emails. There's only one entity that has all the emails and can release them in the public place. That is the beginning of any redemption for PwC. Come clean with the public, put it on the public record. We are quite capable of curating that material for ourselves, and I certainly don't trust PwC to curate it for me.
Okay, so given that this all originally began because of the multinational anti-avoidance laws that were being brought into Australia, it also goes to the heart of which companies may have been advised at the time by PwC. So apart from the 53 names inside the company that have been redacted, is it also important that the names of those companies be revealed to the public as well?
Absolutely, in my view. People should know who it was that was being shopped and who bought. I mean, this was a scheme that was a global organisation of PwC members, partners, senior operatives who decided to create Project North America. It was so significant it actually had a name, like something out of a movie. And this unit was operating to go and sell its product. And if you read the 144 pages, the contemptuous way in which they talk about the ATO and about our Australian Treasury officials, it's absolutely disgraceful, and it reveals a culture of people who think they're above and beyond the law, too smart by half, who are going out to take Australia's confidential information and monetise it for their own personal gain and the gain of PwC, and that flows on to every single partner. Now, I'm not going to ever say that every single partner involved in PwC, and there are over 900 of them in Australia, was involved in this in any intimate way. But partnership structures are constructed to avoid the scrutiny that would come if they were a corporation. They're all benefiting every year when they get their bonuses and when they leave PwC and they still end up with $140,000 a year as their post-work payment. They're all benefiting while the money's raking in. Now everybody's trying to run for cover and say, oh, but it wasn't us. A partnership is a partnership is a partnership. And I call on the good people in PwC, and I'm sure there are plenty still, to demand a level of transparency that meets the community expectation, not one that's inferior, that comes out like what we saw today, which is more damage control, and is anything but transparent.
So I've got around 30 seconds. Tell me, is it appropriate that PwC still does work and undertakes consulting work to the federal government right now?
Two separate things. Mr. Peter John Collins, who constructed this scheme, wasn't consulting. He was invited in as an expert to be a stakeholder. That's a separate thing from consulting. I think if you have a look at the action of the government, the letter that they wrote to PwC on the 19th of May this year gives you an indication of how much trouble they are in. They are two separate trains. One is the confidentiality issue, the other is the consultancy issue, and they need to be dealt with separately.
Senator Deborah O'Neill, great to have you on the program today. As always, many thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Ross. Good afternoon to your viewers.